Shalom Aleichem. I wanted to share the importance of this day, which is the 15th of Elul, the day that the yeshiva, the holy special yeshiva, Temimim Lubavitcher, the Chabad Lubavitcher yeshiva, was established by the Rebbe Rashab and his son, the Rebbe Rayatz, in 1897. When you talk about a yesod, hisyazdus, hisyazdus means the foundation, the establishment. But the word yesod means, it comes like the idea is the foundation of a building. This is the foundation of a Jew's Yiddishkeit. How could you say that? There's other yeshivas, there were other yeshivas, there are other yeshivas. When we were in yeshiva, Melech Tziblar Mashpia Morristown told us a story of Vort that Chassidim of the Tzemach Tzedek would say. And they asked the question, we learn Chassidus of our Rebbe, of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbes. And when Mashiach comes, it says we'll learn Teirosim Shel Mashiach, Mashiach's Torah, which will be Pnimis HaTorah Chassidus. So what's the difference? We'll learn Chassidus today, in 1850, and we'll learn Chassidus when Mashiach comes. And they answered, the difference is, when we learn Chassidus during the Tzemach Tzedek's times, it's all in writing, on paper, in thought. But we don't undersee it. We don't see it. We don't see Atzilus. We don't see Bria. We don't see Ak. We don't see Akudim. We don't see Tzimtzum. We just talk about ideas. When Mashiach will come, we'll see it. And then we'll say, aha, this is what I was learning about during the time of the Tzemach Tzedek. Aha, I got it. And they call it in English the zenith moment, the pinnacle. Aha! Chevra, Tomchei Temimim is the aha of Yiddishkeit. You could learn, you could daven, you can steig, you can be inspired to be a chassid. It's all important and it's happening, Baruch Hashem, in the Jewish communities. But what Tomchei Temimim gives a person for life is the yesod, the foundation, the aha. What's the aha? This is not about money, not about chesed, not about steiging. This is about seeing God, having a relationship with God. The chassid Rabbi Avram Mayor Drizin would share his story that he almost ended up in Slobodka in the Litvish yeshiva, but there was no place for him, so he came to the Temimim, I think, with his cousin or a friend. And he was there for Shabbos and a few days, and he sees the way they're spending most of the time, the students, davening. He never saw such a thing. He was used to, from the Cheder, to learn, Nigla, and he was a very big Talmud Chacham. He knew Rabbi Baruch Ber, he knew the Rabbi Shover, Rabbi Chafetz Chaim, Rabbi Chanan Wasserman, he knew them all. Rabbi Baruch Moshe Mordechai Epstein. He spoke to them in learning. He could converse with them. But this thing he never saw. Standing and davening for 3, 4, 5 hours daily, and on Shabbos particularly, that blew him away. And he said, if that's the case, even though he was very, very unhappy the way the students were dressed, they were poor, torn garments, and he in Slobodka, everyone was dressed beautifully. That was their shita, that was their approach, clean and nice. But he said, this is the aha. These guys in Tomchei Temimim are looking for a relationship with God, with Hashem, with Getlichkeit, with divinity, that you don't have anywhere else. Anywhere. It doesn't mean they're no good. It doesn't mean they're not doing the right thing. They are. But the relationship with God, that's Chassidus as it's expressed and experienced through davening, which is through Tomchei Temimim. That's what Lubavitcher Yeshiva is about. So that's the answer. Why must you send your kids and grandkids to a Lubavitcher Yeshiva from when they're very young? Hashem blessed me, and somehow all my years from first grade till I got married was all in Tomchei Temimim. It's a schus, a big schus. To be Kodesh mebeten. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying the idea of Tomchei Temimim is, it's a reinkheit. It's a refinement that isn't measured, shouldn't be measured by knowledge and feelings. Oh, somewhere else they know more, they learn more. That's not divinity. Divinity is the relationship with Hashem, and if you're in that relationship, you're in, and if not, you're not. Although you're doing nice things. Tomchei Temimim, the foundation, the day that the yeshiva was founded, Tes Vav Elul, gives a Jew the binyan, the building, to continue growing and sharing godliness, getlichkeit, divinity with the world. Einoid Milvadoi. Hashem should help each and every one of us. We should live with these ideas, with this idea, and taka send our children and grandchildren, make a hachlata one way or the other. And as the Rebbe told my parents once in Yechidus regarding one of my siblings, there were issues in the yeshiva at a very young age, and they were thinking, they were sending them elsewhere. The Rebbe said it's time to send them to Temimim, to a Lubavitcher yeshiva. And those complaints you have, you'll tell the administration as well. But they have to go to Temimim. Not unless we work out those details. We're not going to send them to Temimim with the Beis Rivka or another Lubavitcher school, boy or girl school. No. See, that's the wrong attitude that some have today. We're going to first check it out. If it corresponds with everything we believe the child needs, then they'll go. And if not, they'll go elsewhere. That's not the Rebbe's attitude. Clearly not the Rebbe's attitude. The Rebbe's attitude is that first and foremost, that's a priority, and you base where you live and what you do all on sending your children to Tomchei Temimim and a Lubavitcher girls' school. And if there are issues, and there are issues, and there are going to be issues, and they're real issues, you bring it to the administration of the Anhala. And if they don't listen, make a vayitzaku, make a protest, do something, whatever, say tehillim. And again, if there's another 2-3 schools, you have a choice of a Lubavitcher school, but a real Lubavitcher school, not a Lubavitcher school that's creative in its ideas and it's moving away from the foundation of the Rebbe Rashab and the Frierdiker Rebbe's Tomchei Temimim. You got to stick to the program. It's Lubavitch. Hashem should help us. We should have the koyach to overcome the outer and especially the inner obstacles, both from family, friends, and community, and go to Tomchei Temimim, L'chaim.